You ever watch those fitness YouTubers and think to yourself, man, they make it sound so easy. If I just do this, train this way and eat this thing, the weight's just going to melt off. I've been watching these guys too. They give great advice. But what I've learned on this almost 11-month and 150-pound later journey is that you got to be willing to experiment a little bit, see what works for you, make changes, and adapt. I'm not knocking anybody, and a lot of their advice is great. I just want to share what I've learned about testing things on myself, being my own experiment, and being patient enough to find the groove that works. Most of these big fitness YouTubers, look, they give great advice, hands down. This is not a video where I'm going to be like, don't listen to them. It's not that. They give wonderful advice, and advice that I've taken, advice that has helped me on my journey. But I've also come to understand that it's tricky because what works for one group of people might not work for another group of people. And there's a lot of reasons why, and some of those are just, we have different metabolisms, stress levels, sleep hormones, even gut health, and so much more. But all of these things can affect how effective a diet or exercise routine is, especially if you're somebody like me who's trying to lose a lot of weight. I'm not trying to get cut. I'm not trying to be Jason Statham. I'm trying to get healthier. I'm trying to get leaner. I'm trying to get better. And so I have to find what works for me, right? This entire almost 11-month journey has been one huge experiment. The way that I train, the way that I eat is so much different today than it was at the beginning of February of 2025. I've fundamentally changed almost every aspect of my life because as my body's needs have changed, I've had to adapt with it. When I first started this, chicken and broccoli was pretty much all that I ate. Nowadays, I mix in salads and fish and beef and all kinds of other fruits, vegetables. I have a much larger palate now because my body legitimately has different needs now. I had so much fat on my body, it was very easy to shed things and still stay at a level where my body wasn't freaking out because it was losing too much fat because it had so much. I'm not there in that anymore. So obviously things have to change. Also, in this same time period, the way I exert myself is vastly different. I started going back to the gym, let's say 6 months ago. The way that I work out then versus the way that I work out now is completely different. I had to learn a lot of things on this journey, and tips, tricks, ideas. I definitely got things from these fitness channels, but I also very rarely could I take them one-to-one, meaning I had to make modifications sometimes because the advice that they were giving just wasn't really working out for me. So I had to make tweaks. And it's not that they were wrong. They're making content for a wide audience. So the way that a body that is, let's just say somebody's trying to lose 20 pounds, right? Well, they're probably a lot healthier than I was at 450 pounds. So yeah, it's going to be different for me. And my body's reaction is going to be different. Perfect example, the way that I work out. Obviously it has changed throughout time as time has gone on. However, when I was first saying to myself, okay, I'm ready to go back to the gym, I'm ready to just go out there and crank out some weights, I actually happened to watch a video a day or two before I was going to go to the gym for the first time in years. And this video actually opened my eyes to something. And what it opened my eyes to is that I need to take this slow. And I wasn't thinking about this at the moment because I felt so much stronger. I felt so much better than I had in years. I really felt that I was ready for free weights and compound lifts and bench presses and all that. But the truth is I wasn't. And this video kind of highlighted it for me. And so I watched this, and this expert, and who's a PhD, saying, look, stick to machines, stick to where the weight is stabilized. Don't try to overload. Don't go out there trying to lift as much weight as you can until you're exhausted. You've got to start small. Really, one of the things that's working for me is lower weight, more reps. Now, I have pushed myself to failure, and I can lift a lot more weight than I thought I could, but I don't train that way every single time I go, and I generally lift much lower than I'm capable, but I do so much more reps, and part of that is I want to build endurance, not just raw, instantaneous strength. One of the things that you have to do, whether when you're on a journey, whether you're trying to lose 100 pounds or 300 pounds, doesn't matter. You need to take ownership. You've got to be your own experiment. You've got also to give an honest effort. If you're going to try something new, try it not for a day or two, but for 2 to 4 weeks, sometimes 6, depending on what it is. You've got to give this time for your body to make an adjustment and for you to get feedback. And when I say feedback, I'm not just talking about the scale. How do you feel? What are your energy levels? How's your mood? Are you noticing any more aches or pains? There's all sorts of things that you should really be paying attention to so that you know if the changes that you've made have had a positive impact or a negative impact. Another thing that I want to point out is that if you're going to, and you should, experiment, don't do too many things at once, because if something's not working, it's going to be harder to pinpoint exactly what's not working. If something is working, it's going to be harder to pinpoint exactly what is working. So when you make changes, don't change everything at once. Small incremental changes, find what works, find what doesn't, make the change, and then move on to the next thing that you want to try. I wish that I could just blink and all the weight that I'm still carrying would just disappear. But it doesn't work like that. It takes patience. And you have to be disciplined. I've done a video about motivation versus discipline. I said it then, I'm going to say it now. Motivation is just a feeling, and feelings go away. Discipline is a lifestyle. And if you build proper discipline and build good lifestyle and build good habits, that's not going to go away. It's going to become part of your routine. And your mindset really needs to focus on that. Another thing, I don't treat anything that I'm doing as a punishment. Diet, exercise, supplements, hormones, doesn't matter. It is a lifestyle for me. That's the way that I view it. It's not a punishment. It's not a restriction. It is the preferred way that I want to live. Take good advice. Test it. Pay attention to the results. Keep what works. Drop what doesn't. I can't say this enough. Be your own experiment. At that, I'm going to get out of here. I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank the new subscribers. For those that aren't subscribed, if you made it this far, please follow along for this journey. It's going to be very interesting. I want to thank everybody, and I hope to see you in the next one.